Yes, lads, this week we have been covering some crazy meta formations, and today is no different. It is the 4-2-2. Let's get into it. Does your team look like this? Do you struggle to open the best store pack and play with the best players in FC24? If you said yes, then you need to head over to MMOEXP and grab yourself some cheap and reliable FC24 coins and use code AYYLP at checkout for an extra 5% off. Jeez. Yes, lads, so diving in with the tactics, as you can see on your screen right now, this is how we set out the 4-2-2. Feel free to jump forward, jump back. We are going to talk a little bit about each setting. So balanced, of course, we don't want to be on press on heavy touch or possession loss, just because your players just get killed on the stamina as well as the position. And it's more the positioning that's the issue, to be honest. 45 on the width is perfect for the fullbacks, lads. Covers the wings and keeps the center backs tight. I've tried 40. Both are nice, so anywhere between 40 and 45 is like kind of the sweet spot. 40 is nice if you're using like 3 and 5 backs, but I tend to use 35 for those. But try it out, test it out, and I definitely recommend starting at 45. 68th on the depth. Again, with the depth, lads, if you're not enjoying 68, I appreciate this is quite high pressing, and that's how I prefer to play. But if you want to play 50 depth, 55, 60, play whatever you're most comfortable with. It's not going to affect how the formation plays in terms of the passing, but it will affect how high you pressure your opposition. So just bear in mind, use what you're comfortable with. Balanced and direct passing on the offensive, chance creation and build-up play. 45 on the width. We want to tack it in a touch, not too much. 50 is a bit too neutral, and we do create some space with one of the fullbacks. Plays in the box, we whack up to 5. We're not looking to overcommit, especially with one of our CDM instructions. Corners 3. We want those swinged in crosses, lads, or the front post headers off when you control your center back. And then free kicks 2. We often just have a crack. So diving in with the player instructions, but if you haven't already, drop a like on today's video and sub to the channel if you are new. So your 2 strikers, both stay central, stay forward. Very, very, very basic, lads. Again, for this position, I recommend you just have bags of pace, and obviously you want a super clinical finisher. If you've got Hansen and Mbappe, perfect duo for this. I recommend having a left footer on the left-hand side or a right footer on the right-hand side, or both set up that way. So left on the left and right on the right. And the main reason for this, you want looking for those cross-body shots. Trivelas aren't as strong as they used to be, but are still effective in the box, as you would see from the clips that are on your screen right now. We do score the odd Trivela, which is nice. Unfortunately, Ansu is not left-footed, but you know, it's not the be-all and end-all. If you do have a left foot and a right foot, or someone with 5-star weak foot, you can set this up more optimal. Really, if I had Eusebio in this left center foot, left striker position, it would be more optimal. But Ansu's still brilliant with the pace. As you can see, he scored lots of goals for me. Moving on to the cams, both on comeback on defense and get into the box for crosses. Again, lads, super basic. We're going to defend in a 4-4-2, as you can see. So the 2 cams will drop in front of the fullbacks when we're defending, and that's because we're preventing those overloads on the wide areas, which is super important. And get into the box for crosses. They are going to be creating chances for you, popping up for cutbacks, just being a general nuisance to the box. I recommend you have, again, really good finishes in this position. I use Pedri in this right cam position, and I win a massive fan because he bottled a lot of chances. Put Hansen in insane. Have a bonus point for this position if you've got someone like Claudia Pina, finesse shot plus play style, insane for this position, because you are going to come from deep. So you're going to get a lot of opportunities to drop those finesse shots from way out, and it's good to have that different dynamic there. In a ideal world, if I had Eusebio in striker, which I do have him on the bench, I would put Ansu at the right cam position because he's got the Trivela plus, so he can do Trivelas with the outside of the boot, and then you've got Pina who can do the finesse shot. So definitely consider your play styles when you're selecting your plays for this. But it's not a be all and end all, lads. Just have good finisher. You could use Eusebio in this position, easy. I just recommend having someone that's an out-and-out forward. I think it's more essential in these positions to have someone that can dribble. So just bear that in mind. You want them to be good on the ball because they are going to create a lot of the chances for you, and you want above minimum 80-ish pace. If they're low 80s, I recommend putting something like a dead eye on them just to buff that passing, because it is going to be important, and it will hinder your attacking plays if you've not got someone in these positions that can pass. And again, passing play styles are very nice in this position. The two CDMs, one is on cover center, stay back while attacking, and the other is just on balanced and cover center. I have an out-and-out CDM, Rodri, insane, but you can have anyone in this position that is an out-and-out CDM. You can use Vieira, then new Kante, Hollett, whoever you want to stay back is going to be good in this position. I recommend them be a bit bigger, a bit more physical though, like someone like Rodri that is going to be able to get stuck into those tackles. And then I got Onabatier, who is, as you can see, a fullback, because the way we set this up, we start in a 4-2-4. So Alphonso Davies actually plays at left wing when we start, and then he drops into fullback, which allows Onabatier to go into midfield. And because she's got the team of the year stats, unreal in this position. I recommend someone that's got high, can run, can shoot, can score, can dribble, can do a bit of everything. You want the player in this position to be quite diverse. They are going to get him forward, but you want them to be Hullet gang, 80 plus in most stats. And it is, again, important that they can defend, because they are going to help out Rodri or your defensive-minded midfielder when you don't have the ball. So you want them to be able to do a bit of everything. A lot of you might have Hollett. So if you don't fancy using Hollett in this out-and-out CDM position, you can use him in the attacking centre mid role. He's a CDM role. He is very good at that. Centre backs, touch them. I will find you. Just don't do it, lads. Please, please, please don't do it. Goalkeeper, we just leave on balanced. It is, you know, I've moved away from comes for crosses and sweeper keeper just because I am getting used to having the keeper do what I want him to do, not what the AI wants to do. Because sometimes I was finding that he was rushing out, and I was like, well, if he just stayed in goals, I probably could have moved him to save it. So I've cut any of the input from the AI that we can help out of Ter Stegen, and it's been really good, to be honest. One of our fullbacks is stay back while attacking and overlap. That is Cancelo, my right back. And then my other fullback is on balanced and overlap. So you are going to have an attacking fullback in this formation, lads. And how you decide who your attacking fullback is, you want them, as always, on the opposite side to your attacking CDM. So because on Abatier, my right CDM is going forward, Alphonso Davies would be the one that attacks from the fullback position. If you want your right back to be your attacking fullback, that is fine, totally fine. You just need to have your left CDM going forward instead of the right. The reason for this, lads, if you've watched any of the other videos, when you send the fullback forward, you want to have cover. So when Alphonso Davies is away from home, Rodri will be covering that space. So you're going to be well protected. And then when Onabatier goes away, Cancelo is covering that fullback area. So you've got that cover. Whereas if I had both my left back and my left CDM going forward, you would have a pocket of space in this area when they disappear at the pitch to counter-attack into the striker or the midfielder will find this space, and they will be able to cut you open a lot easier than if you kind of divide it across the pitch. There'll be a lot less spaces for someone to exploit. But that's the 4-2-2, lads. Honestly, a top formation in this game. I honestly loved it, and it'll be staying in my rotation for a while, this one. I just think it gives you a really good balance between attack, defending, and I rate it quite heavily. It's close, in my opinion, to the 4-4-1-1. I would probably alternate it depending on the opposition I was playing, but this is good because the cams play like wingers, and you got the 2 strikers up top, 2 CDMs, and if you're just starting, getting into this game, it's a brilliant start formation. But leave in the comments, lads, if you use this formation, and I will catch you in another one. Jeez.